Audio Jungle.
This is the highlight part which I am talking about. This is not an apps DB or demo. It's an manufacturing SCM functional demo. Okay. Coming to the industry classification, when you talk about manufacturing and all that, in terms of Oracle application per se. So Oracle application broadly has been classified into two. One is discrete manufacturing suite and another is process manufacturing suite, which is also called as OPM. If you see discrete manufacturing, it cut acrosses the industries like automobile, power industries, equipment industries, manufacturing, roughly a batch and mass manufacturing conditions of such kind of industries. I've given few examples. Oracle process manufacturing is more about a consumer product goods. Okay, where you have chocolates, biscuits, ice creams, frozen foods, edible oil, and you go on name it, soaps, etc., etc., etc. Textiles, tea industry, all these things which come under FMCG are called as CPG, the consumer product goods, and Oracle process manufacturing fits in there. If you see the application and when you start doing the implementation or using it, you will never find any difference from the user perspective. But from an implementer perspective or from a consultant perspective, while designing, you always have that differences. Okay, so in Oracle, we can either handle discrete manufacturing or process manufacturing. When I say these two, the entire world of manufacturing and SCM, whichever is there, can be commented over here. So now, any industry can be either a OPM or a discrete, either of these two. And accordingly, we consider which has to be taken, and accordingly the licensing is given, and we just go and implement that. So this is just a run through that what are different manufacturings and manufacturing industries, which are all can be implemented or classified in Oracle applications. But till 11i, currently we are into release R. Till 11i, there was a big difference between OPM and discrete. The two were two different licenses and two different systems sort of thing. But after R12, Oracle has done a beautiful job here. They have merged both the processes or both the applications. So if you take one license and take in a proper way, you can either do discrete or process there. So it's up to you. Earlier, if an industry has to do both, they have to do two different boxes or two different set of licenses. Now what Oracle has come is they have merged both, and whichever they want, they can use this. It's just our input sake. So this is about the industry and how those industries, if you say any ERP, this ERP can be set there. Now, when we have talked about ERP in market, there are many ERPs. So first and foremost, players comes into market who comes in. My name is Oracle, SAP, BAN, JD Edwards, PeopleSoft, Siebel, and so on and so forth. Okay. So now, if you see the big players are two as of now. Even in Microsoft also there are many ERP packages. Okay, and these ERP packages are capable of handling large industries and SMEs also, small scale industries also. Okay, but in Oracle, if you see in Oracle space, they are coming up and acquiring many of the companies like BAN, PeopleSoft, Siebel, and all that, and they're bringing in Fusion in that. So for enforcement, if you see, there are two major players in the market. One is Oracle applications, another SAP. Okay, so either of these two are big players in the enterprise resource planning, that is ERP packages. Okay, and these packages are pre-configured. You don't have to go and develop anything. As per the industry standards, as per the knowledge and as per the intuition, and a lot of hard work and a lot of time, which is almost 15 to 20 years, and with so many knowledgeable people, all the industry requirements has been embedded in there. The best practices which are industry, you name an industry, the best practice that industry should use, all the processes and customizations or the pages or the data flow has been already embedded. You as a consultant just have to understand the business and just configure that in the system. Okay, so this is about the industry clarification. Now, when talking about any ERP, now because we are talking about Oracle apps, so I'm just putting more emphasis on Oracle apps. So when it's take Oracle apps, so as I said, there is discrete manufacturing and OPM. Let's keep OPM aside because we are now more focused on discrete for our demo purpose and training purpose. So when I talk about manufacturing, so if you see in any typical ERP implementation or typical ERP package, there will be four to five segregations or tracks. So first will be a manufacturing. Next will be a supply chain. Next will be a planning. Okay. Next will be service, for example. And next I can say financials. So if you see across any of the ERP package, this by and large any ERP package is segregated into 5 different areas or tracks: manufacturing, supply chain management, planning, service, and financials. Okay, so for each and everything, a key and specific skill sets are required with the experience people gain and all that. So my expertise and the demo is all about manufacturing in SCM. Okay, as I said, there are another 3 more. Financials are there. Okay, planning is there, and then service industry is there. Or services are there, where CIBIL, CRM, customer relation management, and all that comes. So likewise, there are different areas, but we are focusing, as per our demo, only on manufacturing SCM. Now, when coming to manufacturing SCM, this is an area, this is a track. In manufacturing, there are these many modules: inventory, engineering, bill of materials, work in process, quality, costing. When I say inventory, inventory is all about the material. Material is nothing but a raw material, finished goods, and all that. How the material is coming, how you're stocking, how you're registering it, how you're keeping it, and how material is getting issued to different departments on need basis, and how, if you're a manufacturing organization, once the items are produced, how you're keeping them with quality and how you're sending it out. So all these material transactions which happens across a particular industry happens in a module called inventory. Engineering is a module where all your R&D works does. So if you're into R&D, so if any material has to be produced or manufactured, you have to do some R&D like pilots, okay, and all that. So that particular sort will be doing in engineering module. Bill of materials. To produce any product, there are certain components which are required. You say either big components or assembly components. For example, you want to manufacturing a laptop. So for manufacturing a laptop, you need a body, you need a LCD screen, you need a keyboard, you want an adapter, you want a battery. I'm just naming them. So all this put together, these are different components, right? All these components together, one quantity. When I say laptop, for one laptop, I need one adapter, one screen, one body, one camera, one battery, one keyboard, like this, one. So the bill of material is nothing but the grouping of components required for a particular assembly or product. So such kind of things are handled in bill of material module. So this is about the material requirement for producing a product. Now to produce a product, there are specific operations to be carried out, right? Like first of all, take the body, fix the keyboard on that, then on the topper edge, fix the camera on that, put the LCD. These are all the processes. So processes are nothing but operations or steps. This is called routing. This is also handled in bill of material module. Now, coming to work in progress. So if you see any typical manufacturing or assembly unit on the line on the shop floor, people will be using this material which is there in WOM, and based on the routing defined, the operation steps defined, they will performing some actions and producing something. So that activity is called work in progress in typical manufacturing environment, and those all challenges and all the processes and all end-to-end things are done in work in process module. Okay. Now, while receiving the material from your vendor, from anyone within internally, or from your subcontract or your system organization, when you are receiving material, when you are producing material, and while keeping on your shop floor or on your industry, always there is the check of quality of that product, component, raw material, finished good, and all that. So all the checks of quality within the industry as per the norms and statutory requirement, all those things are handled in quality module. Costing is a module where, as name suggests, is nothing but a basic costing. Like if I am using 5 components of say cost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, and I am producing some X, so what is the cost incurred to me from the material perspective, from the value addition perspective? When I say value addition, your resources are working on that. When I say resource, it could be man, machine, and power. Okay, all these things where your value addition of charges are concerned, and what is the output of that? That is nothing but costing. Based on the costing and putting the margin, you can always have a revenue. So all those kind of things are done in costing module. This is typically manufacturing. Now, when I say manufacturing, this could be, as I said, either in the discrete environment or OPM, more or less same kind of modules cut across, but maybe the names are different. But by and large, all these modules can complete your manufacturing environment end to end. Now, coming to the SCM module, which is supply chain management. Supply chain management is nothing but your procurement and order fulfillment. The entire distribution cycle and procurement cycle comes into a supply chain management. Now you may have a question like inventory is there in manufacturing, inventory is there in SCM. These are not two different inventories, it's the same thing. If I take a SCM suite altogether, then it will be cutting across, because when I'm procuring material from a supplier, vendor, I have to store it somewhere, right? So that's why inventory is there. If I want to sell my material from my organization, if I'm selling organization, obviously I have to sell it from my inventory. So inventory has to be there. But it is the same inventory which we are talking about manufacturing. If you see the suites in two different ways or two different buckets, this inventory is here and there also. Okay. If you have learned inventory in manufacturing modules or manufacturing track, you don't have to learn again in SCM. If you learn purchasing and order management, that will be fine. So coming to inventory, I've already explained what exactly inventory is all about. When we go into demo, we can see, and proper training, then we'll understand what exactly I'm talking about and what as a consultant we have to do to set up an inventory organization after taking the requirement from client. Now purchasing it as a module, which typically also called as procurement, where I have negotiations with my suppliers of different material and when and where I want these materials to be delivered, and based on the negotiations and price breaks, I regularly go and pay him. So purchasing the module which deals with the material, the equivalent module in financials for purchasing is AP, that is called account payables. So when I procure material, when I buy material from a suppliers, I am liable to pay to them. So that is account payables. So that goes and sits in account payables, and that is part of financial track. Order management is a module which fulfills my order. If I am into sales organization where I'm getting orders on regular basis, then I have to fulfill that order either from the stock from my inventory, or if I don't have a stock, I have to make sure I get it produced or buy it from somewhere and then fulfill my customer. So when I'm fulfilling or sufficing my customer demand, I am selling something, I am liable to get some money, right? I'm earning something. So that is called account receivables. Account receivables is part of financial model that works in tandem with order management. AP is for purchasing, account payables. AR, account receivables, is for order management, which are there in financials. So cutting across, these are all the modules, and all these modules are integrated. ERP, as you know, is an integrated system. So whatever transaction you do in inventory, you can see that it's flowing, and that item or those details are visible in purchasing and order management. Vis-a-vis the same way, reverse way, if you are doing procurement of material, of purchasing something, you can see the effect on the inventory. If you're selling something from order management, you can see the stock has been depleted from inventory. Okay, so all these are integrated. So when an item is created, that item will be flowing each and across every module. So this is just a different modules which are there, and what exactly those modules are all about. The slide about. Okay, so as I said, these are the different modules. If you say manufacturing, there are almost 6 modules, and SCM, if you say, there are roughly 3 modules. If I go, let's say I'm training for manufacturing batch. Okay, so if I take inventory, so in inventory, I've just tried to put some points. If you say setting up inventory, so inventory definition, define locations, define a calendar, define an organization. There are different things which has to be done from the implementation per se and as a consultant to build a system. Okay, so if you see, for one heading there are so many. For the same way, in item management there are many item attributes, item definition, status control, and all that. Inventory planning is a min-max method, reorder planning. Okay, transactions. What are all the transactions which happens in inventory? Receiving the material, issuing the material, sub-inventory transfer, move order transfer. Okay, ABC analysis and cycle count. So accuracy methods in the inventory. And in my inventory, I always have some stock, and I'm regularly getting some stock, depleting some stock to my sister office, to my sister office, to my companies rather, to my other sub-inventories, or I'm selling it out from my organization. So all that while doing that, if a person doesn't notes those transactions in the inventory, it will be always a mess up, that you are physically doing something and not doing the system, and you try to compare anything, you will be not seeing a match, and it will all goes to Hawaii. So for that accuracy methods, there are some methods available in inventory, like physical inventory and ABC analysis. Those are also possible here, and n number of inventory inquiries and all that. So if you take one module, it will take almost 3 to 4 days to understand, and for one module. Okay, so likewise you can say how many modules are there. For each and every module, you have to go module wise, what are the things to be done, why we are doing this, and based on the requirement we are doing that. Here I just tried to put one document which normally I use for my training, for any of the training matches. So what I did is I just tried to put some points. Okay, so this will be the entire content. If you see, this is only for one module I'm talking about, and narration will be like this, which will be helpful. I will be even talking about these things when I'm doing my training. Okay, what is what and all that. And these are the screens and navigation if you have application with you. So this is the navigation where you have to go. You have to go to inventory responsibility, hit on setup, organizations, locations. Then this new form opens, and here you have to put all your details. So now these are the few things which one by one, as per the PPT, where the bullet points are given, like defining an organization, defining a location, defining a calendar, defining sub-inventories and all that. After definition of the inventory, how do we define an item, how do we receive that and all that, everything will be narrated and shown in this manner, which you can see on my screen, with a screenshot and a proper explanation, which I will be talking also about. Okay, so like this, all the screenshots will be given, what to do, where to do, what, how to do and all that. So there are two ways of doing this. One, which I normally use, is I just tweak this particular document in a proper way as per the student's requirement or need, and run through this while the discussion. Or if I have also done that kind of training where company has given me an instance access, the application access on their premise, and they have shared the URL with me. So they wanted some of the students to teach in their system. So when I have the login with their system, I can even go into the live system and teach them. So call is yours. I don't know which kind of setup you are into. So I have both the options. If someone wants me to do in their live system, maybe test system but live system, if the URL is shared with me, I can even log in into the system and explain each and everything as per the requirement. If you don't have a system with you, but want the students to understand what is happening, what to do, and how to learn that. So these are all documents I can run through, and I can explain each and every point field wise and educate them. So here just I put few. It's not fully documented. It's almost 100-page document, whereas I think I have just put 25 or less than 25. Yeah, it's 150 odd document. It's only for one module. I'm again telling you, this is only for one module. Okay, like this. This is only for one module, inventory. And inventory is huge module, to be honest. The huge modules are inventory, purchasing, and order management. Rest of the modules are pretty simple, 1 to 2 days. Hardly, it again depends upon how the communication is between the trainer and the trainees, and how the interaction is there, and how much work they are doing.